So today we are going to use one of your long bands. So if you have a long band close by, we will pull that out a little bit, use that a bit. Hello, Karen. I was just telling the group we're using one of our long resistance bands today for class. So let's officially go ahead and get started. So find yourself in your chair and move hips all the way back to the back of your chair. And we're going to start off with our deep breathing to kind of get us centered, to bring us down from the day. So find your tall spine, and then hands on your thighs and close your eyes if you're comfortable with it. And you can do palms up or palms down, totally up to you. And then just start to notice your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then see if you can allow your belly to expand really big on the inhale. And then collapse in on the exhale, like a big balloon. So when you inhale, as the air moves through your nostrils, let your belly fully expand. And as you exhale, release all the breath, all the way in towards your lower back, into your spine. See if you can make your inhale even a little bit longer. Really getting rid of all the air that you have expanded in the belly, so that maybe you're pulling your belly in order to press the air out a bit more. And now let your breath become a bit more natural. Just gently shifting your focus to what you're feeling right now. Is your mind busy? And if it is, just recognize it and gently bring yourself back to the present. That is what mindfulness is all about, is living in the now. What is happening now for you, physically, mentally, and emotionally? Where do you feel sensation on your skin? Maybe your feet on the floor, your hips on the chair, your hands on your thighs. Just notice the weight, the pressure, maybe even the temperature of the air. Just bit by bit, bring yourself into the present. And if you have thoughts drift in from what happened earlier today or what needs to happen later, then bring yourself back to any one of those sensations, to the right now. If we can learn how to live in the present, it increases our focus. It helps us get tasks done quicker. Bring our hands together at our hearts. And then release your hands and open your eyes. All right. Well, hopefully we feel like we're here now. I know sometimes it's kind of a difficult transition going from work into class, but let's move ourselves forward on our chairs and start to move through the wrists, and then go the other way. Then spread the fingers really wide, and then make fists open and close. And then shake the hands out, and then bring back to fists and just do circles, rotating. And then go the other way. And then hands come to shoulders and big elbow circles. And then other way. And then take the arms out so thumbs face up. We're going to send the thumbs back and even maybe rotate down if you can, which when you do that will lift your heart a little bit. And then rotate your palms as you reach forward, and then the backs of the hands move towards each other. And so rotate through the palms in order to add movement to your upper spine. Let's do just 1 or 2 more like that. Okay, let's pause sitting tall and bring arms to 90 degrees. So we're moving through like all planes of motion in your upper body today. So let's take in and out. And then keep the arms wide and press the palms down and up. And you're probably getting a little tension in your neck and shoulders, so it's probably time to release your arms. And then we'll go ear to shoulder, side to side. All right, let's move into the feet a little bit while we're still seated and do some ankle circles. And then go the other way. And then spread your toes really wide and then curl, just like we did with our hands. Point and flex. Okay, other foot, let's do some rotations. And then go the other way. Spread the toes really wide and curl. I always like to have a competition between my feet. Which foot can spread toes the widest? Let's point and flex. Okay, we'll just shake out the feet a little bit. See if you can even like feel the movement in your calves. So when you shake, see if you can keep your calves relaxed. I know it doesn't necessarily feel fun to jiggle, but if the muscles are jiggling, if your legs are jiggling, it means that you're keeping the muscles relaxed, and that's what we're trying to do right now, is just get them relaxed. All right, okay, so while we're seated, let's do a little bit of upper body with the band. So go ahead and grab your band. Okay, so we're gonna hold out in front of you, and you get to pick how wide your hands are. The wider they are, the easier it'll be. So if you need it harder, you just move your hands closer together. So let's start by setting up our core first. So sit really tall, and then find neutral pelvis. Okay, you might have to get the leash. And then pull back. So try and keep your head in line, your ears in line with your shoulders. Okay, now we're going to switch it up a little bit, turn to a diagonal, and then move like that. So now we're just really pulling the bottom arm down. And then switch the position and pull the bottom arm. Okay, and then arms high in the air and pull straight down and back up. Okay, and now let's go through a few of those again. Straight out in front, just do like 4 or 5. Probably starting to get some work going on here. And then angle it, pull the bottom arm down. Oh, starting to feel like I should have gotten an easier band. Switch arms. And then take the arms up and pull down. And relax. Okay, neck and ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. We certainly don't want to create more tension in our upper neck and back, do we? All right, so let's come to standing, and let's stand on the band with 1 or 2 feet, up to you. If your band is a light band, then I would do 2 feet wider, and if it's kind of heavier, do 1 foot. So that's how you adjust the difficulty. I'm going to do some bicep curls here, and curl up and down. Yeah, I think I'm almost ready to take my sweater off. Warmest I've been all day. That tells you how lazy I've been today. Let's do 3 or 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're gonna bring the band up to your shoulders. Now if you've got 1 foot on, then you gotta get 2 feet and go a little bit wider. We're gonna move into some squats. Okay, so first, anchor your toes down, and then we're gonna lift our arches. You do that by pushing your feet out towards your pinky side, but keep your toes down, but the arches lift, okay? So now push the hips back as you move into as deep a squat as you feel safe with, and then drive through the ground and come back up. Okay, we're gonna do a few more like that. I like to inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up, but as long as you're breathing, that's all that really matters. Think about pulling down and pushing up, not just dropping down. A lot of times when we squat, we just kind of drop into it, but think about pulling yourself down and then pushing yourself up. Let's do about 2 more. And 1. All right, go ahead and release that up. Put the band aside for now. We are going to use it again, but I'm finally warm. Okay, I know we usually start with this movement pattern, but we're going to do it kind of midway today, now that we're warmed up. So take a short split stance, right foot forward, left foot back. We're going to reach up, look up, get really tall through the spine, and then sweep your hands back. Lift front toes. Let's do a couple more like that. 1 more on this side. Okay, let's switch up our feet. And here we go. We're doing 3 on this side. Last 1. All right, we're going to use our chair now. So you're going to have the seat of the chair facing you. Use the armrest. Hopefully you have armrests. If you don't, you can just use the back of the chair. And we're going to step the right foot up on the chair and use the armrest or the back of the chair to support you. Okay, so now you just start to scoot your hips towards the chair, scoot your foot towards the back of the chair, pressing your knee forward, and then this back, the bottom leg, you just start to drop it. Just kind of wiggle through the foot and drop it. Support yourself here. Make sure this feels safe in knees and hips. Okay. So now what we're trying to do is open up the hip flexor on the left. So to get a little deeper, lift your spine really tall, and then squeeze your glutes and tuck your tailbone under. Just little micro movements, but they can make a big difference. So now what we're going to do is start to straighten the right leg as you push your hips back. Lift your right toes and just think about driving your hips back so you're almost dragging your right foot until you really feel your right hamstring. And now we're going to do some rotations with the foot. So your right foot is going to rotate side to side. So this rotation is coming from up inside the hip. Okay, so now gently get that foot off your chair and let's switch feet. So we're working our way forward, knee comes forward, back foot starts to move back as you drop your right thigh towards the edge of the chair. So this is mega hip flexion on the up leg and mega hip extension on the back leg. Okay, so now let's get a little deeper hip flexion. So really lift your spine, press up tall, squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone. And this can be a lot of work because we're not just trying to hang out here, we're actually trying to engage the muscle as we're going through this. So now let's work into straightening out both legs as you gently work your way back and then straighten out the left leg. And now see if you can really like pull your leg back. Think about pulling your hips back, which will really lengthen the hamstring. Now we're going to do the rotations in and out. And then hold there. And then gently bring the leg off. Okay, we are going to move to the floor for some deeper hip openers. Now that we've got the hips warmed up a little bit. So you're going to need your band. If you have different resistances, you're going to want your heaviest band. If you don't, that's fine. Just use whatever you have. We'll move the chair aside. Oh, this class always goes by too fast. Okay, so from your back, this actually works best with like a yoga strap or a belt, something that doesn't stretch. So if you have something like that close by, feel free to grab it, but we can use a resistance band just fine. Okay. This is one of my favorite hip openers ever. So let's take knees bent, and then you're going to take your right leg up in the air and put the band around the bottom of your right foot. Okay. And then reach up, grab each side of the band, and pull your elbows down into the floor. And you can adjust however you need for resistance. Okay, so now this part's important. We're going to straighten our left leg out, but slide it out. Don't pick it up and put it out. So we're sliding the left leg out slowly, and the reason why we're sliding it is so we don't activate the psoas, the hip flexor. Okay, now we want the left toes pointing up in the air. Pull back on the band with your right leg. Okay, now push away against the band so you've got some resistance. So you're pushing your leg towards the ground, and then you're going to pull back on the band. So we're moving the leg up and down. Push against the band, and then pull back, up and down. So we've added some resistance. Okay, keep the leg up in the air now, pull back a little bit. We're going to reach up and grab both straps, both sides with the right hand. Okay, left arm goes out to the side on the floor, straight out to the side. Now slowly lower your right leg open to the right. It's totally fine if your left hip pops up, it should. We just want to keep the left shoulder on the floor. So the leg is opening way up to the right here. Okay, now bring the leg slowly back up to the center. When you get all the way back up, switch hands. Right arm goes out onto the floor, and now lower across your body over to the left as far as you feel safe with. Keep the right shoulder engaged on the floor. And now slowly bring the leg all the way back up to the center. Okay, now we're going to take one strap in each hand and just let the strap slide through your hands as you lower your leg all the way to the floor. And when the heel hits the ground, just see if you can totally relax your leg and see if your legs feel different. I know my right one now feels longer than my left one. Okay, now let's switch sides. So pop your left foot in. Oh, I lost my band. Pop the left foot in, leg goes up in the air. One strap in each hand and elbows on the floor. Okay, that's kind of an important piece, is keep your shoulders anchored. And now we're going to do up and down. So pushing against the band and pulling back up. So we will title today's class Upper Body Strength with lots of hip mobility. Let's do one more of these, down and up. Okay, reach up with your left hand, grab both straps. Right arm goes out to the side and slowly lower your leg open to the left, keeping the right shoulder on the ground. Oh, it's been too long since I've done these. Okay, and then we'll slowly come back up to the center. Switch hands and lower over to the right now, keeping the left shoulder down. And then bring the leg all the way back up. And then lower that left leg slowly all the way to the ground. Let's see if you can relax the leg. See if your legs feel about the same now. We're going to put the band aside. And then bend the knees and just rock the hips gently side to side. Okay, we're going to do our restorative bridge. I believe we did it last time or the class before. I'm not totally sure, but you're going to need a block, like a dense pillow, something that can elevate your hips at least 3 to 4 inches. So hopefully that is close by. So from this position, we lift our hips and slide your block or pillow up under your hips, and then release your sacrum right onto that. Okay, we're going to move a little further into this position. So actually make sure that on this one the block is kind of closer to your lower back rather than your tailbone, just for stability. We're going to take left knee to chest. So grab either under your thigh or below your knee, and then straighten the right leg out, but you're going to keep the right leg off the ground. Okay, so right leg is straight, left leg is bent, and now flex both feet. So you're trying to point your toes at your head. And think about pushing through the right heel, making your right leg as long as you can. And then relax your body with your breath. Even though the legs are engaged, use your breath to relax. Okay, we're going to drop the right heel and just relax everything. Now slowly switch legs up. So now right knee gets pulled in. Left leg straightens out, and keep the left heel lifted off the ground and flex both feet. Think about pushing through the heel. And then use your breath to relax the rest of your body, even though your legs are engaged. And then release the left heel to the floor and just try and relax all of your lower body. Well, relax your whole body. Okay, bend to both knees, both feet planted flat on the floor. Okay, and then a little bit of rocking side to side on the block or the pillow, whatever you're on. Make sure you adjust your block wherever's most comfortable, where your pelvis can be supported. So now we're going to straighten out the right leg straight out, left knee is just bent on the floor, and just try and relax there. Now, sometimes when you're being supported by something a little harder like a block, if you start to feel any tingling anywhere, it means a nerve's being compressed somewhere and you want to adjust until you can get rid of that. It happens frequently and it's no big deal, just uncompress the nerve. Okay, let's gently switch legs. Remember to take some deep breaths here. All right, we're going to bend knees, gently lift hips, and slide your blocker, pillow, or blanket out, whatever you're using, and then roll hips back down to the floor. We're going to finish up with kind of a thoracic spine release. So I'll have you all sit up so you can see this. You can use a block or a blanket or a pillow or even a foam roller, like any of it will work. But what we're doing is it's going to go right under your shoulder blades. So you're going to find that position where you can lay down and have the bottom of whatever you're using at the bottom of your shoulder blades, and then lay back. Now, for some of you, it might be uncomfortable having your head hanging back. So that's where you use something else as a pillow. Or if you're using a blanket, it might be long enough to support your head. So we've got, if you notice, we've got more of an arch and kind of the, right at the bottom of your shoulder blades. That's where we're trying to get it. And then you can take arms out to the side so palms face up. So this is a good chest opener, helps relax your pecs from typing because your pecs are shortened when your arms are in front of you, like driving or typing. And then if you need any more stretch, just bend a little more at the elbows so the arms move towards 90 degrees and you'll get a much deeper stretch there if you're needing it. So we're going to take the last minute or two right here, using your breath. Just allow yourself to be relaxed, to breathe gently. And if your mind starts to wander, this is where you just gently bring yourself back. Just start to deepen the breath a little bit more. Just noticing how you feel. Add some gentle movement to fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back up. All right, thanks for joining me today, you guys. Have a great night.